Welcome back to another episode of Discord and Discuss, where we discuss everything related to the geeky and nerdy realm of entertainment. I have my friends over here. My name is Harish. That is George,
Hello.
and down here is Jack. Say what's up.
Hello.
All right. So on our latest episode of Discord and Discuss, or D&D, as we like to formally short form it, we are going to be discussing the new Shang-Chi trailer that has just dropped as well. Yesterday? Yeah, I think yesterday, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yesterday.
ladies and gentlemen, discuss away. Anyone could take the mic on this
I
one.
just want to go like instantly. It looks insane, and I'm really hyped for it. And I hope it's as good as it seems because it looks awesome.
Mhm. Jack, on to you.
Yeah, same as George. It looks very, very, very cool. Very
I guess.
excited for it.
I guess for me, it would. I really like this whole aesthetic of like the Asian culture that they're really putting in terms of
Yeah, I think it's really good for representation and stuff.
exactly, and I think they're going because I think now with with Black Panther's success, they can now be able to approach more characters of like culture, like people of like culture, color, or whatnot. So like it's kind of opened that sort of door where they can make more movies of these kinds of people. And I think something that I like is that they're bringing in Asian elements that are real that is pretty prominent in media, like action, and whether it be like your sets and like your locations, it all has a very Asian look to it. When with Black Panther, its setting had very Afrofuturistic type of architecture. So yeah, that's something I really like. That's apparent. I like the action as well. The action looks really dynamic, which I like. It's not
Yeah,
cut. It's not cut. There is a sense of fluidity in terms of the
yeah.
combat.
I
So
like
yeah,
the kind of father son with the daddy
Yeah.
issues.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Daddy issues.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah.
think that'll be cool to see how that plays out. Yes.
Yeah. I wanted to ask this to Jack specifically as a question. What do you think about Asian representation, in especially in the Marvel media, especially with Shang-Chi getting this kind of fame, or at least this synergy now? So, what do you think for a person of like if you're for you a person that's Asian? How do you view that?
Well, I think that I think that it's nice that they're doing all this action. That it's not all white people. This is getting extremely controversial. We want to be careful. But yeah, I think it's nice that they're doing this. I like you said, I also like the whole like I'm not sure what to call it, but like how it's very like almost medieval kind of.
Yeah, I was gonna say because like
Yeah, yeah,
even I think maybe if we've all watched the first teaser and then now with the second trailer, they are showing flashbacks of like some sort of battle that has happened because we see with Shang-Chi, his father being the Mandarin, him having the ten
yeah.
ring.
How are they doing that? Because like we had the Mandarin with heavy quotation marks in Iron Man 3,
Yeah, I'm
but like
not sure about that.
how are they playing with that? Because like it's two different people.
Things like you see the logo with like the flag, even in the beginning of this new trailer. They, from what I've heard, they are all over the world. So his father has been running this kind of Ten Rings business. He's been like a crime lord for almost however many years he has been. So
I'm just
any,
excited to see how this will turn out. It looks very promising.
Definitely. I
I'm
want to.
I'm
Yeah.
wondering how. Sorry. Go ahead, George.
I was just wondering how they're gonna play with the nation part of the trailer because that was like just 5 seconds of bam. Whoa. Okay, this is in the
The
movie.
Abomination bit.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
the Abomination as well. That was just very
The
cool.
thing, okay, so I've heard from the movie that they're doing something like Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon, where there's a tournament type of plot, and I'm not sure whether the stuff we're seeing in that cage is going to be that tournament arc thing.
Yeah.
Because I've so maybe they are doing something where, hey, for all we know, Shang-Chi's probably participating in this like tournament because we see him in the trailer like his father's like giving him a pat because he's like, hey, no one killed you because I knew they wouldn't. So maybe there's like a whole thing where everyone, like from whether it be from like Earth or where else, they all have to participate in this kind of battle. So that's something I'm really interested in. Is like, okay, so what's this kind of like overarching threat? Does the Mandarin have to be a part of it? Is he like something? Is there like a second, like, is there an actual person behind this? Is the Mandarin like leading this so that there's some sort of higher power at play? So we don't know. It's all kind of like a bit of it's a bit of fog. It's pretty foggy because we don't know anything related to Shang-Chi besides the
Yeah.
whole crossover
Yeah, is
they're doing.
Shang-Chi, is this like a new character or do we know him from before?
They made him like back in the day when like Bruce Lee was popular, so Marvel was trying to chime off that like kung fu synergy in terms of like the old movies, like the classics.
Right.
So
Yeah,
pretty much
trying to
Bruce Lee,
like get some money off that.
yeah, pretty much Bruce like Shang Chi was pretty much a parody of Bruce Lee. But then there was a bit of
Yeah,
racism because they had
yeah,
like a few characters that were like there's this character called Fu Manchu, and it's a bit there was some pretty stereotypical racist and like stuff
yeah,
in terms of his origins and his background.
yeah.
But now they
I just
have
looked at
been
his oh, yeah, I just looked at online. His first appearance was in 1973, which ironically is the same year Enter the Dragon came. So
see there
you're
you go.
definitely right. They're playing off the success of that film.
Mhm.
So
I
what,
think
we don't see him in the comics, do we? I don't think we do.
he's I don't know how many, I know he's had comics, but like in terms of that crossover, I don't think he's in that. From all I know, he's probably in like many crossovers now, but like probably now he's only starting to get that sort of recognition. So for all we know,
Hmm.
once this movie releases, they're probably gonna be putting him in all the comics, probably like redoing his design so it fits the movie aesthetic. So because of the fact that like before Guardians, like even after the MCU Guardians was released, they kind of altered the designs in terms of the in comics to make it at least look like the movie counterpart. So at least I'll probably bet they'll be able to attract more people with the comics because they look just like the films. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, we've only had like what, two trailers, so I mean, and to me, for me, it just looks very good, and I'm excited to see where they go with it. Um, Other than that, like, I mean, we don't hear much like about this character, so
Hmm. Yeah.
not too much to say for me.
George, do you any last thoughts on this one, George?
I don't know. I am just very excited. Like it is still early days. It's still got a few months yet before it does release. But
Hmm.
like we know a lot. But we also don't at the same time. It's at that point where we have this first trailer. We know a little bit. Like it's given us. It's more than a teaser, but it's not.
True.
It doesn't give us a big picture of what the film's about.
True that.
So at the moment, we still don't really know if it's more of an origin story or more of just focusing on his father. We're not really sure at the moment. So I'm interested to see where they take this.
I think my last thoughts would be on this is that I think I like the last two trailers, and I like with this one and the first teaser they released because it still doesn't give you a clear picture of what this movie can end up being, and I think that goes. I think this and Eternals have that same sort of plus. I suppose is the fact that you're kind of going into these movies like pretty cool because you don't even know anything about these characters. I think Marvel can use that to their strengths, so that they can be able to alter the story, so that it can fit that kind of mainstream media audience, so that they're able to follow, and for them it's easier to be digested. But I also think that they will find some sort of way to be able to circle it back to the whole MCU. Like for all we know, Shang-Chi will probably like be an X character in whatever like Avengers movie or whatever big crossover Marvel movie they plan on doing later on. And another thing which I really like, well too, being I still don't. I guess it's a bit of a weird thing. I don't get why they're called the 10 rings, like the rings Mandarin wears, even though it's like arm bracelets. Because the 10 rings in the comic is
Wait, hold on,
rings.
sorry. So we've seen the rings before.
No. I'm saying in comics, the Mandarin wears these rings, like rings that like go through his fingers. But in this movie, they're portraying it as like armbands, but with the
Maybe
similar
they're
function.
just rings.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
could be,
I think it's
because
like just a spin on the original, I suppose.
yeah,
Hmm.
because in the original, it was just like these independent rings that all had like different powers, like from elemental to alien, like. So that was one thing. Just to close this and tie it in a neat bow, I really like the fact that now with these Marvel movies going forward, it feels more like a comic book because of the fact that there's more crossover. Like we've seen with Thor: Love and Thunder, we've seen the pictures of like Guardians on the set, so that means yeah, there's gonna be some sort of crossover. Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness,
Yeah,
Scarlet
it
Witch
means
is
we don't have
coming.
to. Yeah, it means we don't have to wait for an Avengers movie, but everyone's comfortable.
Yeah, and then now with this Shang-Chi movie, they're getting like almost like the Abomination cameo, showing that there is some sort of crossover, and surprisingly enough, Abomination is going to be showing up in the She-Hulk Disney Plus series. So maybe just that
Oh,
little
really?
cameo there, yeah. So maybe that cameo there is probably what segues into that his role in the She-Hulk series. But till then, we're still pretty cold. There's no information, but I think that's the best part because I want to experience this in a new lens and not come in prepared. I want it because I know Marvel can excite us even with characters we've heard of and characters we haven't. So I think Marvel is going to have another successor on their hands.
Okay. Well, I'll do it this time. Thank you for watching and stuff. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks
Thank
for
you guys
joining.
for
Yeah.
listening. Thank you guys for listening. As always, please like, subscribe, and share this video so that it can help with the growth of this channel. Once again, I'm Harish, that is George, this is Jack, and thank you so much for discussing with us once again.